So on today's episode, we're going to be doing the illuminated kick plate on the 370Z Nismo. And I just went to my Nissan dealer and got this. So we're going to be opening it up, looking at it, and see what we need or what we don't need. If I remember correctly, this should just be a plug-and-play deal. All I need to do is remove the one that comes in the car already. It's just like a regular scuff plate. This is going to be illuminated, so it will probably look a lot better. In case you need to know what part number I'm working on, this is it right here. And I will be putting the part number down below too, so that you can see it. So the car that, when it comes from the manufacturer, I understand that only the Touring will have this, and all the other one doesn't have it. It's an accessory you can add it later. That's why I'm going to be adding it now. Let's check out what this thing's got. Hopefully there's an install manual in here. Anything else in there? Still heavy, so let's move to something else in here. So out of the box, you're going to have the harness, the tape to keep the harness, I guess, stuck to the floor of the car, and some zip tie. This is probably to zip tie the wire once you got it in. So both kick plate, put the Z on it. And looks like I was right, there is a installation manual in here. So I'm going to be going over that real soon here. I think this install is going to be pretty easy. What I'm doing here now is I'm looking for if there is a left and a right deal, because some of these are not going to be universal, as in one size fit all, or one side, same part number for both sides. So I'm trying to see if there's a left and a right part number or direction here. So there's going to be a left right here. So on the kick plate itself, there's going to be a left and a right. But this side's got an L, and this side's got an R. So looks like we're doing good there. On the left hand side, there's an install manual, so I'm going to be taking that out. Be careful not to cut the plate. And so judging from this install manual, we are going to be removing the left and the right inner and outer trim panel or kick plate, and then we're going to be removing the left and right lower dash cover right where your feet is, and that's pretty much all the trim that we're going to be removing. And then once that is all done, then we're going to be taking out the left plug where the computer is, and you plug the T-harness in. Then once the T-harness is in, then we're going to have to tape it and zip tie it along the other harnesses that are nearby, so that the plate could come back and cover it, the lower dash plates. And this looks like the wiring for the T-harness, or how you're gonna stretch it across the lower part of the vehicle below the carpet. You may have to slightly remove the carpet from what it seems, not completely, but so just enough so that you can wire the wire across the lower panel of the vehicle. This side looks like you're going to be taping it along the clip that holds the right body harness, and it's going to stretch and go under the center console and to the left side, and same deal on the left side. You're going to be taping it along the left body harness. But it looks like a fairly easy installation. I would imagine a couple of hours or so. Of course, a lot, probably 30 or so more minutes if I have to position the camera every time I do it, but this shouldn't be hard at all. Alright, now I'm going to be taking out my T-harness. And this is going to go right into it, plug and play. So this T-harness is going to be plugged straight into the body control computer, and what I'm holding on the right hand side is going to be going to the left, and what I'm holding on the left hand side is going to be on the right. The right hand side is longer because it's going to be pushed, or it's going to be spread throughout the front of the car under the center console and the carpeting to the left hand side. Alright, so we're going to start this procedure by disconnecting the battery. This is where the battery is. Got all my mouse proofing stuff. Positives over here. Negatives over here. So what I just did is take out the negative on the battery and just hide it in here. I have this thing blocking it so that this negative cable doesn't swing back and touch this while I'm working on the car. That will be bad because I am touching electrical. I don't want it to blow any fuses while I'm down there. So that's why I take out the battery cable. So we're going to start with the inner first, and the outer next, and then this thing right here. So with this setup, we're going to start with the inner first, and then the outer where it says Z, and then this kick plate right here, and then it's going to be the same for the opposite side. So inner, outer, opposite, and then as we wire it, we will take care of this weather strip. So when I do the inner panel, I'm going to be laying on this thing a lot. So I'm going to put a towel there so I won't scratch it. And what I'm going to do down here is take out that clip over there. And then this thing should be easily yanked out. This is just a service panel. You don't really need to take it out. So the same thing as the other side. This outer side, the inner one, and then the panel right there. So once again, we're going after that. That off. Of course, one of the things that I forgot to do when I started this is remove my carpeting, because the carpeting is going to be in the way, especially when you try to remove the lower carpet to spread the wire across the front of the vehicle. So what I'm doing here is just taking out my WeatherTech. Yeah, so using something flat, you should be able to take this thing out fairly easy. And once that is out, like that, you could just bring in the T-harness, and the T-harness is just connected straight into it. With the T-harness, there's only one way of that thing going in, so you can't go wrong here. Alright, so now the T-harness is in. And the short size stays on the right. The long size is going to go to the left. So it's super tight in here, but what I just did is zip tie that together so that it wouldn't move. And then over here, zip tie that together so that wouldn't move. And zip tie this, the T-wire right here and right here. And then take up the carpet, pull the carpet apart, and then wire this side right here, and then wire right here, and then tape right here. And then we can connect it some way. So it's traveling along the carpet on the inside and over there. So after finishing the wiring, poke the wire through this side. To get the T-harness across to the left side of the vehicle, I use my second favorite paintbrush because it is stiff, and I tape it with electrical tape and just push it through from the right side to the left, and here you can see it coming out. So once it's out there, I'm just gonna slowly pull the wire through. So I was able to pull all of it out, and the wire comes to this point where my paintbrush is. How I did my paintbrush is I use wire tape to take the paintbrush to the connector in the front, so that I'll stiffen up and not damage it while I poke it through. This by itself is really hard to pass it under the console because it's so flimsy and flexible. You keep on pushing it and it probably end up somewhere else, like the first couple of times I tried. That's why I used the brush in front of it. So after passing the wire through, I tape this wire here so that it won't move under the carpet. And with that done, push the carpet back on to hide everything back there. So I'm done with the carpet on the right side. The wire completely hidden. Part of the wire is getting zip tied right there. There's a tie up there. And it comes along this way. I need to take this out so you can see it. Comes along this way. Down here you can see the connector for it. Right there, the white thing there. Wire coming through down below like that. What you're gonna do is this right here. Take up this thing over here. There's a nut right here. So you can pull the carpet forward. The carpet floor. This wire will have to be rerouted behind the pedal. Behind the pedal wire and below the steering column. Let's review what just happened here. Can't see it all, but what I just did is earlier I poked the wire through and you can see the wire. Now what I just did is I hide the wire under the carpet. And you see that red marking right there? That's what the nut came from where I was pulling it. And now the wire is completely under the carpet except for this area right here. And I'm gonna be taking out the carpet here so that I could go under it. Get my fingers between the gap. There we go. Carpet's coming up. Once the top part is free, you can just pull it up like that. Same thing over here. Top part is free, so you just pull it up. I have enough strength to do it, of course. There we go. So now I can hide this wire even more along this ridge right here. I'll be doing that. So what I just did, the wire passing down below, tape it over there. You can see it over there. Tape it right here. Tape it right there. Tape it right here. And I tape it down below here. With disconnected popping out like that. Now I just have to push the carpet back. This thing goes in here. Slide it up. Slide up in there. Still got an extra one for the other side. Warm soapy water. Coming right up. Come out. Take them out. Take them out. And that's what the tape is for. I need to put everything back in. Clip again. Clip is in. Connector. Connect. Now it apart. Soapy water again. This is really warm water. Clean towel. So you may wonder why I use a hair dryer to blow the car. It's because this thing is recommended installation at 65-degree surface temperature, and it's super cold. It's about 20 degrees right now. That's why I use a hair dryer to heat up the surface before I put the adhesive on. Because this thing here has adhesive on the back side. Right here. Adhesive coming off. Adhesive coming off. Joining adhesive. Next thing first is this thing. There's a hole right here. So light it up down there. Super hard to get to, but once you get that nut, this thing is secure. Put that on, then we're good. So that is that with the illuminated kick plate for the 370Z Nismo, and I do apologize for a couple of things if I got a couple of clips here and there that is missing because I got frustrated and just go right into it and finish it out and then record it afterward. But it's a very simple installation. It's just that working on the car in the winter where today the temperature is 20 degrees, and I broke a couple of tabs and clips, so we'll have to replace them later on. But other than that, I hope the temperature is higher for you if you plan to do yours. And there's pretty much nothing else. The install was straightforward. All you need is time, and definitely worth it to invest in those trim tools, the interior trim removal tools. $20 or so at O'Reilly's or AutoZone. But with that, I'm just gonna leave you right here. Peace out.